Auditor-General Tsakani Maluleka has tabled the 2021-2022 Consolidated Report on National and Provincial Expenditure. Last year, the AG flagged irregular spending, delayed services and the non-existent culture of doing things right. She said state-owned companies continue to lose money despite repeated attempts to turn their financials around. Well, for today's, to analyze what she had to say today, I'm joined now by development economist Phelisa Nkomo. Phelisa, good afternoon. Welcome to today here on eNCA this afternoon. It's pleasing to see from what the Auditor-General had to say a little bit earlier, that the overall audit outcomes are moving in the right direction. There's an improvement. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yes, in fact, if I was in the press briefing with him, I would have given him a big clap, by the way. Because I think part of the improvement we're seeing has to do with the pressure that her office has really been putting in as far as improvements around accountability. And then the second issue for me is that she makes actually a very clear distinction that let's celebrate the improvements, but in fact, actually let's then not relax because we're seeing the improvements, but in fact, we need to actually looking at whether the improvements actually translate into real performance and value for money for South Africans, but also fundamentally changing the living conditions of South Africans. And when she was reporting that component, she's actually saying South Africa is not getting value for money, but also the service delivery departments who are responsible for the bigger budgets, who are actually closer to the people, who are meant to make it sure that the resources we have fulfill the constitutional obligation of what government is responsible for. She is saying it's actually not, they're not getting a good picture. So in essence, she's saying that, so there's an improvement around compliance, accounting officers are responsive, and they seem to be handling issues quite thorough, but this has to reflect on the quality of service delivery. There's something else that she raises, which I felt that was quite important, was the issue around the reporting in as far as where people, departments execute work, but it's work that is not within the plans, right? But also, and it means that there's a misalignment from a planning. The other one, which also for me was quite triggering, was the issue of performance information. It's actually quite scary, and it's something as heterodox economics we've been raising and other activists. There's been that the fixation with public sector reporting on quantitative reporting and versus qualitative, right? Takes away the ability of those in the public sector to think through, because it means that you take away the culture of thinking in as far as the work that you're doing. All you do is that you focus on the quantitative reporting, which pays more attention on number crunching, right? And in essence, and that's why we're not able to see the impact that we're making in as far as... And I thought for me, that was quite profound. In fact, it actually really validates the concerns of civil society organizations that actually, we're not getting value for money, but also there is no clear planning on the ground. And I'm really, really pleased with the sentiments of the reports that she presented today.